Okay, I'm gonna round out the more obscure Toho stuff. And yes, I know I'm not covering any of the dramas, none of the Kurosawa stuff. There's nothing on that. Kurosawa was amazing. I'm focusing on the stuff that we would watch on TV as regular kids, not on PBS or anything. We all know those films, but I'm going over some of these things that maybe have not gotten their due or get ridiculed by millennial punks. Anyway, forgive me. Godzilla Raids again. This is the sequel to the original Godzilla, black and white. Uh, this film, I'll just say, this is the first time you see the giant monsters fighting each other. The way they filmed it, not really having anything to go on. I think some of the fight scenes in this are really effective in black and white. There's a whole story that one of the new cameramen, he didn't use the proper film speed. They undercrank it to try to they slow it down so that these bigger creatures look more massive. But you see it at normal speed, and the fight they have. Some of those scenes where they didn't when they didn't undercrank it or they used a different film speed or whatever. Those are cool scenes, man. It looks like this guy looks like a wrestler trying to take down Godzilla, and Godzilla's like front headlocking him, sprawling on him, and the carnage was really. This is very underrated. Okay, the original version, the English dub version, this is definitely needs to be seen. And this is the last Godzilla film I had seen. I think it was already like the late '80s, and I'd always heard about it, never seen it. So in the black and white, man, the black and white looks hot, yo. Anyway. This film, Frankenstein Conquers the World. This is probably one of my. This is War of the Gargantuas, and this are probably my favorite. I think I've gone over this before, but just real quick. Okay, the idea of a giant Frankenstein, okay, who is a Caucasian apparently. This rockabilly punk rock giant Frankenstein fighting this really cool creature, this dinosaur that comes out from under the earth, Baragon. It's just insane. This movie. Okay, once again, the shades of the war in this, and there's a scene where you see Hiroshima, what happened there, get nuked essentially. Very effective, chilling scene, and then the scenes after, Frankenstein. He looks scary, but you start to feel for the guy. Everybody has it in for him. Everybody blames him. Everyone comes after him and starts with him. All he wants to do is be left alone. And the only people who care a damn about him. Once again, beautiful Kumi Mizuno, my man here, and Nick Adams. This is another film with Nick Adams, who wants to save this misunderstood dude. But when this creature comes around, and they realize it's him, and no one can stop him, there's only one person that can stop him. Right. And a nice, dude, the fight in this is crazy, too, man. Crazy, slam bang, long fight. So always the craziness of this, you wanna check this out, And Frankenstein, like I said, man, the ending too is very, it has that ending, man. It has those kind of endings where it's like, this is not a Western film. I had gone over Matango before too. Creepiest, very underrated atmospheric film. When you see the scenes on the ships, when you see what they did to put this stuff on, how to make look a fungus was taking over everything, and the actual creatures. Okay, it's like a surrealistic horror version of Gilligan's Island. I don't know how else to say it, and of course, right, it's one of the strangest. Right, you have all our people here. You have some different people involved with this. Of course, it's the famous thing is, where is it? They don't have it on here, but this is based on the William Hodgson story, right? I'll go over him probably at the end of this year if we're still around, It's cool. Kumi Mizuno's in this. She's gorgeous, but she plays a bad girl. Nice. That's what an actress and actor is supposed to do. You play different roles. Just real quick, this film was on TV more than any other film. I swear, this was on every month. And I seen it as a kid. I remember getting sick of it, but then watching it later, I'm like, I could never get sick of this, man. Never get sick of this. I remember the Gaijin woman in this is really cute, and she's always in this film. She's always going, Kong, run away, Kong, do this, Kong, do that. And Kong's like, I just want to fight, right? I want to be left alone, but you don't leave me alone. I'm gonna throw hands, And he runs, of course, into Mecha Kong. You think Mecha Godzilla is crazy? You should see this dude. And it's just there's monster fights in this, secret agents. It was based on a Rankin and Bass cartoon, King Kong, which that was before my time, but great movie, man. A lot of good FX scenes, Gorosaurus, and Kong doesn't play. He don't play, okay? And you want to fight, he'll go at you and go back to Skull Island. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? All right. Okay. Latitude Zero. I had heard of this film. I think I got this at Monster Mania back in like the 2000s in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Latitude Zero. Now you get Joseph Cotton's in this. You get this guy Richard Jaco, great actor, man, underrated actor. A lot of different movies. We get, of course, Akira Takarada, of course, my man, the main dude. But Latitude Zero, you also have the villain in this is the Joker. Cesar Romero's in this, dude. The campy dude, right? But the film is crazy. There's battle scenes in this. You got these strange creatures. You got manticores. You got giant rats. You got acid lakes. You got a hot evil woman henchman. There's Cesar Romero. And you got these bat creatures. You got all this crazy stuff in this film. It's so crazy at the end that you're not sure if it was real or not, but it was. And it's probably based on a novel. But Latitude Zero, you should check it out. I know a lot of people are like, oh, these co-productions. Dude, so the co-productions between Toho, Shaw Brothers, Hammer, American, and other things. Some of those movies are some of the best ones they've made, man. And this is a very underrated, fun film. Enjoy. And now we go from the fun to the bothering me all day. Now, I saw this on Channel 9, okay, WOR, out of Secaucus, New Jersey. They always try to pretend they were a New York station, but they were fine. The Last War, okay. Well, it's what it is. This is basically the Cold War becoming hot, okay. And I remember as a kid too, the two countries involved, they had different names for them. But I realized that they were supposed to be, the Soviet Union, boo, and the heroic great democracy of the United States of America that only wanted the best for the world and for freedom, okay? And those darn Soviets, don't want that. Now, it's kind of funny. There's other nuclear war Japanese films that I have not seen. There's one called The Final War, which I hear is actually better. I haven't seen it. At some point, I'd like to. You have a lot of a lot of weapons in this. You don't have any kaiju because you don't need to, because you have a real weapon. You have a real horror, which is, of course, nuclear annihilation. And how do you honestly, how do you think this ends, this film? How do you think it ends? I remember walking outside. None of my friends were around. In the video I showed you back in where the garages were that everyone would break into, I remember walking around kind of depressed after watching this. Okay, and at the end they sing, I believe it's a Small World After All. Was that the song they sang? I haven't seen this in a while. I gotta watch this again. I'm just pointing this out that this struck me. Now the irony of this is the early '80s when I saw this. We were living this for real back then, or were we? I guess we'll never know. The big theme of the culture, the edgy culture, was nuclear annihilation. To a country that you're shipping billions of tons of grain to every year. But anyway, we will never know. But obviously, the Japanese, if you're gonna make a movie about a country, I know that old cliche, or a country that actually experienced nuclear weapons. It means something. They're gonna have a little more gravitas towards it. Now, obviously, you can always argue, well, these nuclear weapons kept a real World War III from happening, which would have been obviously a conventional war, Team Yankee, all those ideas. You can argue that the nukes actually kept us from fighting a war. In the end, you'll never know, okay? And it doesn't matter now, except these things are still around, though, okay? So it's a great idea to keep antagonizing the former Soviet Union, which now has a different name. Oh, any day now. All right, enough. Rounding out the Toho genre stuff, because they have a lot of other cool films that are, like I said, historical dramas. All right, and yeah, Latitude Zero, make crazy film, probably one you never saw. Check it out.